you gotta say no. Saying no isn't about being selfish. Hey there, welcome to my channel. I'm Teresa, a life coach and an educator. Here we chat about personal growth, self-care, and life. Today's topic actually comes from a newsletter subscriber. She says, "Hey Teresa, I watched your video, How to Set Boundaries. One boundary you mentioned was saying no. That is so hard for me. I want to learn to say no. Please help me." So today, let's chat about saying no. By the way, if you have a topic that you would like for me to explore and we can chat about it here, you can drop it in the comments, or you can choose to join my newsletter. The link is in the description box, and I visit your inbox about once or twice a month. Okay, let's chat. Saying no is not about being selfish. Saying no is creating a boundary for yourself. Creating boundaries are self-care, and self-care is when you intentionally protect your well-being. So basically, saying no is self-care. When you begin to say no, you're actually respecting yourself, your needs, your time, and your energy. So again, saying no is self-care. For some reason, using this two-letter word makes many uncomfortable. The real question is, why do you say yes so often? It goes back to our childhood. Many of us grew up being taught to be nice to everyone, to agree to everything. There were times when you had your toy and you didn't want to share it. You wanted to play with it, but you had to share because you needed to be nice. There were times when you didn't want to hug that person at church, but you had to because you needed to be nice. And there are other times and other situations where, as we grew up, we had to be nice, so we had to do things. What are some of the things that you can think of that you had to agree to that you really didn't want to? Drop them in the comment section. So to answer the question of why do you say yes so often, basically you were taught to believe that your worth comes from being agreeable, from being accommodating, and actually just being there for everyone. You were conditioned to say yes to everything and everyone else, which means you say no to yourself. It's time to flip the script and unlearn, relearn, and grow so that you can now intentionally protect your well-being. First, I want you to understand that there are some deep roots to agreeing and always being there for other people. So in this practice of learning to say no, it is not going to be easy. You are going to experience a wealth of emotions. You may feel guilt because you think you're letting someone down, or they're disappointed in you. They may be upset with you because you've always been there. You're that one that will drop what you're doing, rearrange your schedule, and you get it done for everyone. So you may now feel guilty when you say no. You may have this fear of rejection, as if you won't be included anymore or asked to go places or do things with other people. Well, what I say to that is that if you are protecting your well-being and someone feels like they need to reject you, you should eject them from your whole space. But anyway, I digress. You may also begin to feel like a little anxiety about being seen as the difficult person, especially in the workplace, because the workplace also is a time of setting a boundary for yourself. So just know that as you begin to go through this process, emotions will come up, and that's okay. These feelings are normal. You're human. You're going to feel. Emotions are not necessarily good or bad. They're just a part of life, a part of our experiences. So you acknowledge the emotion, but you don't let it control you. It's just part of the process. So now let's get to the part where she asks and says, "I need help. Help me learn to say no." So this is it. To create the boundary of saying no, you have to say no. So what I would like for you to do is start with something that has low risk. For example, if you are invited to some type of social event that you really don't want to go to, and you know that in the past you just went to these events just to go because you didn't want to say no. For some reason, you thought it would be disastrous to the event if you weren't there. No, I kid. So think of something maybe that's coming up, maybe invited to a birthday party or a social event after work, just something low risk, and say no. Now, saying no is a complete sentence, but that's probably too much for you right now. So I want to actually give you some phrases. Let's call them a toolkit of phrases to use as you move to learning to say no. The first phrase is a buffer phrase. And what that means is put a little time between the ask and your answer. Even if it's something you think you may want to do, this is great practice. Use this buffer phrase. Let me think about it and I'll get back with you. And while you're thinking about it, really think about the situation, the time of day, what your day looks like, your week, and ask yourself, how will I feel if I go to said event or do said activity? Am I going to be stressed? Am I tired because of activities, events of the week or the day? Am I going to feel a little bit of resentment when I get there towards this person because I didn't really want to do it anyway? And then ask yourself, if I said no, how will I feel? If peace and joy comes to mind, you need to say no. So what are some phrases to actually say no? My go-to, which is my truth, is I don't have the mental, physical, or emotional capacity to do blank. Thanks for asking. Another phrase is thank you for asking, but I'm not able to commit to that now. Another phrase is I appreciate the offer, but I just have other priorities right now. Or finally, you can simply say, no, that doesn't work for me. I hope you can find someone else to help. Those are simple phrases for you to use to say no. And remember, your why behind the no is to protect your energy, your time, your overall well-being. You are creating the boundary for you. Finally, I want you to know to expect some pushback. People who are used to you always saying yes, you'll do this, you'll go there, you'll pick up this, you rearrange your schedule, you're always there, they are going to be surprised and shook when you say no. So expect the pushback, but stand firm with your no. Remember, the emotions are going to come up and they may even try to guilt trip you or persuade you to change your mind. But remember your why, to protect your energy, protect your well-being. You are your priority, and stand firm on your no. Remember that saying no is a boundary that honors your needs and your value. It takes practice, but know that you deserve to make yourself a priority. If you believe that, comment protecting my well-being. Well, thanks for watching. If you found this valuable, subscribe to my channel and share this message with someone who needs to learn to say no. See you next week.